Big time.
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 Big time. Big time.
It's the big time.
Big time. Big time.
The big time.
Big time. Big time. Big time. Big time. Big time. Big time.
Big time.
Big time. Big time. Big time. Big time. Big time. Big time.
Big time. Big time.
She said to me, she says, you have such a pretty face. Do you enjoy being fat? I said, I worked very hard at it. It took me a long time to get this way.
Big time.
Big time. Big time. Big time. Big time. Big time. Big time.
Big time.
Big time. Big time. Big time. Big time. Big time. Big time.
The big time.
Big time.
Big time.
Big time.
Big time.
It's the big time.
Big time.
The big time.
Big time.
The big time.
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 Big time. Big time.
It's the big time.
Big time. Big time.
The big time.
Big time. Big time. Big time. Big time. Big time. Big time.
Big time.
Big time. Big time. Big time. Big time. Big time. Big time.
Big time. Big time.
She said to me, she says, you have such a pretty face. Do you enjoy being fat?
time.
Big time.
Do it. Hi, welcome to Big Time. I was just gushing over how pretty Ashley looks tonight. Look at this hair. She looks like a mermaid.
Stop it. You know, that is Chansa Fala did my refresh on my color and gave me a cut. It's the first time I got a haircut since October, so I was very excited about it. I highly recommend Chansa Fala at the Seagull Salon, which is a very queer and trans and non-binary friendly space of very, very, very cool hip hair people on West 4th Street.
I might have to do that because I went in for my first haircut and I got whatever's happening here, which isn't terrible, but is not quite what I was expecting.
I like it, though.
But I don't look
really
like a mermaid.
No, that's true.
And I don't look like my cartoon self.
I think you look really cute.
Thanks.
It's like if Joan Jett worked in publishing.
I was told that I look a lot like a gay aunt. And I was like, yeah, all right.
Okay.
That feels fair. Like a sexy gay aunt. It's like, no,
I'm telling you, I think you look like if Joan Jett worked in publishing.
I prefer that.
Or-
I'm going to run with that one. If Joan Jett
Yeah.
worked in publishing. Welcome to Big Time. We're having a fast and loose episode tonight.
Yeah, we're keeping it.
We're keeping it
really-
chill.
Yeah.
I had an allergy attack today in which apparently the spores got me. So, so I'm just like all nose. It's just so red.
Oh,
I can't control it. So if I like turn my video off for a second, I'm probably blowing my nose.
Oh my God, that's so cute.
I'll probably just do it on camera.
I feel like I should just blow my nose a bunch in solidarity. You know what I mean?
I have a
Just like-
full toilet paper roll sitting next to me. I was like, I don't usually get allergy attack like this, but I think it's just this kind of year where, like, if it's bound to happen, it's going to happen.
Yo, also just like this week has been the whole damn thing, you know?
Well,
like,
you have had a week, that's for damn sure.
yes, well, I feel like everybody's had a damn week. Like, chime in, y'all. You had a damn week. You know, I think part of it is the curse of the cold shoulder dress, which I'm going to jump right into our fashion, which is that, listen, if you need to know something about me, you know how people say, like, if you were going to write one thing on the internet to let people know that you were kidnapped,
Yeah.
you know, mine would be about how much I love cold shoulder tops or dresses because I hate those fucking things.
I hate them. I
So
think they're
much.
hideous. You
Cold
gotta,
shoulder is the most hideous pawn shit off on fat people trend of all time. And it makes
They're-
me furious.
horrible because also, like, if we're going to talk about a thing that, like, fat people, I would say not every, I can't speak for every human, but like many people are self-conscious about, it would be their fucking upper arms. So you know what they're going to do? They're going to sell a shirt that only features the one thing that nobody wants to show.
Yes, exactly. And there's another fashion thing that's like that I want to talk about in a minute. But like, yes, so this is the thing. Yarmo says so bad, but so good for vaccines. But yes, but we brought, like, Dolly Parton opened up a door of hell by wearing a cold shoulder dress to go get her vaccine, right? And then Amy Schumer did the same thing by wearing a cold shoulder, like, formal gown to get her vaccine. And I just feel like a portal opened up somewhere, like into bad fashion hell, and now we're all gonna suffer.
JVN wore an open shoulder dress or shirt or like blouse in an episode of Queer Eye. And I remember being like, oh no, don't do that. Like, they're super cool and I love them and their fashion. But I was like, please, JVN, don't try to bring this back. This was never good in the first place.
No, it was terrible. It's
It
awful.
really is like, what is the thing that everyone hates about themselves? Let's show that off. It's kind
Yeah,
of like if
you
you
know
go
what?
to Forever 21 and you find like a really cute shirt or like pair of pants and you're like, this is the cutest. It fits perfect. But then it says something like sexy honey baby on the back. And you're like, why does it say that? This was perfect.
Yeah. Why did I have to? Mine was always the crap in the cleavage, like some dangly shit in the cleavage of like a
Ugh.
perfectly serviceable shirt. But I'll tell you, the other fashion thing that they do, and not everyone does it, but there are a bunch of plus size brands that do it, like where you can't find a dress that doesn't have it, which is the tulip bottom, where like it comes up into like a crisscross at the bottom, so it's like each side of the skirt, it's like a slit, but instead
Oh,
of
yes.
on the outside,
Yeah.
it's like this raise that just catches my side knee.
Yes.
The place where
Yes.
like, yeah, I just hate it.
And it just means that when you sit down, your cooch will show.
Yes,
Like,
yes.
there's no
exactly.
way, like, those are things that you wear to stand up in,
Yes.
which is also my least favorite woman's fashion thing, is like clothes for you only to stand in.
yeah.
Like dresses so tight you cannot sit.
Ugh.
Or like
yeah,
that
you're
bubble
like-
are uncomfortable to sit in. Like they obviously didn't think about like real life use.
Right. Congrats to you. Your life is a standing desk.
Yeah, like you're gonna sit uncomfortably at a chair and like try to cover like and be in physical pain because this was cut in such a bad way
Yeah.
for anybody.
I'm not saying that a body type can't wear anything that fucking body type, that person that has that body type wants to fucking wear.
Yeah.
I'm just saying some things are disgusting. And it's not about who wears them. They're just disgusting. And I think tulip bottoms and cold shoulders are disgusting.
I'm sorry, I
And
just
bad.
caught like a weird look of myself, and for some reason with like my nose swollen from like blowing it and my eyebrows, I was like, oh, do I look like Eugene Levy tonight? And I feel like I like my one look, like my little white hairs. It's fine.
No.
I'm like a sexy gay aunt / Joan Jett at her publishing job / Eugene
I'm telling
Levy.
you, your haircut is if Joan Jett worked at a publisher.
It's just,
I love it.
yeah, it's just a good mix of lots of things.
But you know what you are? You're not Eugene. I mean, I realize the glasses hint Eugene, but I am getting a little Dan.
I'll take
to be
that.
honest.
He's hot.
Like that hair.
The swoop. I feel
Just
like
giving
I
it a
couldn't wear a
little
sweater
swoop
every
to
day of
the
my
left.
life, but I'm into his fashion sense, so I'll run with that.
You're like Dan Levy's cute twin. Like little like his and her.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Cutie
Oh,
gay
I love
twins.
this. I love Friday nights with you. So we've been so tonight's our fashion show where we're really just gonna shoot the shit and talk fashion. And next episode, I have to tell you that we have a very cool guest. So not next week because that is Bring Singles, but the following, because we're every other Friday, we will have Joy Nash on and we'll talk about that also. But I just got sent some promo pictures of her and she is absolutely stunning and I'm obsessed. So
Joy is fantastic.
she's just gorgeous and I'm so excited and I like want to cry. So anyway, that's a thing. I forgot to do our own read that I wrote.
Oh yeah, please do our read.
So we're trying to like make the co-op, like more and more professional because it's my child and I love it and I believe in it. And I have to bring up the brand Bible I've been writing because I wrote some reads for us, but not that long. But now the internet is going to be a dick. So we'll just keep talking about fashion.
That's a real jerk move, internet.
Come on. I know I'm streaming and that's like a lot on you. My cat is just sleeping behind me being so cute, though, I have to tell y'all.
Is your cat fucking with the internet? Is that the problem?
Yeah, that's it.
Lily.
Lily,
quit-
come here. Come chew on the flower.
Fix
She's
the
like, no, I'm
internet."
sleeping. I do not want to move. So yeah, welcome to Big Time on the Pop Culture Co-op. Our content is for all to enjoy, but membership to the co-op is for women and gender expansive individuals to talk about pop culture, learn skills, grow, and take risks as a team. We'd love to hear from you in the chat, but please be kind. Which I'm not worried about. Our Big Time viewers are fabulous.
No, yeah, like they're the best.
The
Big time
fucking
viewers
best.
are absolutely the like most awesome people.
The web
I
captioner, just like
can't-
our captioner, just like isn't working today. But so I apologize for those who rely on captions, and we'll try to make sure there are captions when we post this on the YouTube,
yes.
because
We
that auto
apologize.
captions as well. But yeah, so fashion. There's another thing I hate, which are bell sleeves of any kind. That's not like a fat fashion thing. I think that's just like a people thing, but they're like always in the way. Like, I don't want to sit here with like dangly sleeves.
Yeah. It kind of bothers me too. There was a time when I liked them. I also, and I know this is an unpopular opinion and I'm going to get grief for it. I hate skinny jeans. I always have.
I love skinny jeans.
I know you do. I know you do. And
Because you've
that's why
seen me wear them.
I don't hate them on you. I hate them. I hate wearing them. I hate, I don't hate them on people.
Yeah. They're not
I hate them.
comfortable.
Yeah. I would just never, ever, ever.
I need a skinny jean because I have to roll. I'm starting to lean away more to a boot cut, because of the pandy, and because I'm sitting a
Little
lot
pandy.
more.
Because
The
of the
pandy,
Panera.
the Panera,
Yeah.
the panda hat for those who watched Ham and Hammy on Tuesday. But I obviously roll up the bottom of my pants because I'm 4'11", and also for me that's why a skinny jean is good, because most jeans are not cut for, like, even petite sizes are not cut short enough for my tiny short body. So
Right.
where your knees would hit and where like certain things would hit and like a normal cut don't really match me. So a skinny jean for the most part will like suck to the pieces I need it to suck to, so that I don't have to like especially like the funniest thing are like the pre-ripped jeans where like the knees are ripped are always like at my like are nowhere near where my knees are.
They're like, ooh, that's a very sexy
Mid thigh, like calf shin area. Like it just doesn't, not even that. It's like, I don't know. I'm so short. So yeah, like I like, yes. And also skinny jeans usually stretch or stretchy. But I have been leaning into my boot cut, my like mom jean boot cut. And I've also been leaning into really big pants, like pants that are like a few sizes too big. But the other version of skinny jeans for me that I can wear are joggers. So like they're like
joggers.
like the jogger cut. So like anything that like comes back together at the ankle.
Right.
So like
Okay, that makes
I can't wear like any, like a bell bottom does not work for me.
Yeah. I love a fucking flare. I love a boot. I love a
Yeah, but you wear the
flare.
hell out of a flare.
I love a flare leg jean. I love a flare. I'll wear this is how 90s my ass is. I will wear.
I don't think I've ever seen you in person without a flare on.
I know. I always wear a flare. A flare with like my fucking
Yes.
platform blue velvet 1 stars is like my sweet spot, you know?
Yes, we have a lot of people who are fans of flares. I wanted to look good in flares.
I bet you could pull it off.
I'm
Sorry,
so short. It's not about anything other than the fact that where the flares happen for me, because of how short I am, are like mid calf. And I look ridiculous.
Right.
And I can't, the other problem with a flare is it's too hard for me to roll them up.
Oh, yeah.
And since I'm so short, I have to be able to roll up my pants, or they have to be a jogger, or I cannot wear them.
Can you cut them off? Because I feel like that, or is that just gross?
I'm just not. Yeah, my mom agrees. Flares are good for tall folks. As if you know, Mom. My mom in the chat. Listen, my mom is very tall for my immediate family, but she's very short for the rest of her family. Yeah, or you go to a tailor. And also, like, everyone, my big running gag with the fact that, like, being short and, like, rolling up my pants is that also on TikTok there was, like, a whole thing about, like, you're bisexual if, and it was, like, this whole thing, and everybody's like, LOL, and I was like, oh, is this the thing?
You're like, did I just get
I got
of
called
my-
out so much on TikTok. Like, if you wear this kind of hat and these kind of shoes and this kind of pants, you're probably queer. And I was like, ha ha. And then I was like, oh yeah, all of that. Yeah. See, I'm short, so my mom had long legs. My aunt agrees about the short folks having trouble with flares.
I have short legs. I just I really liked my ass in. Candace said something about. I think that's Candace.
Ooh,
About,
yeah. So the short person, another short person, Candace, I think, in the chat rocked flares, even though she's short, because it's torso shortness. Whereas I am like a corgi, and all of my limbs are short, big body, little legs.
You have an adorable body.
I sit
But here's
normal
the thing,
height.
is that, I think I like flares not just because they look good on me and because I wear also platform everything all the time because I love getting some inches, getting them inches. But also
Heyo.
I think it's something to do with I think I'm turning into that old lady that only likes things from when she was 20.
Oh, well,
and
that's
just
why I like skinny jeans then.
everything else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is why I like boot cut flares, which is embarrassing, right? Because I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be the person that freezes at 20 and is like, this is all I wear for the rest of my life, you know?
I think you just wear what you like. I don't know if there's a rule, and if what you like is the stuff you wore when you were in your 20s, I think that's great. And you look good and you feel good, then at the end of the day, that is my opinion on fashion as a whole. Do you
Right.
feel good? Then it's fashionable.
Yeah.
It has there are no rules. There are no I love fashion. I worked in fashion for a little while. I'm really passionate about. I never saw myself as a fashionable person, and I was always I don't really have a style, and that was always my issue. Was I wanted to have a style that was me, and then eventually I just kind of leaned into whatever, and then someone else was like, "Oh, you're a fash hole," and I was like, "I'm sorry, I'm a what?" A fashion asshole. And that I will wear weird shit. I will try new stuff. I love a big billowy thing. And I like to take fashion risks. And actually on an interesting conversation I had with one of my not fat friends was that there's an interesting idea that I have a little more power to do that because I already sit outside of the quote unquote norm, where I don't have to fit inside of a pretty quote unquote standard of clothes to fit in. I'm already kind of out there, so I can just kind of lean into that and be a little wacky.
In other words, we're already not fuckable on
yeah. I don't have to try to be sexy because I'm already it's not I'm, which was a very awkward conversation, but also I do get what she's saying. When you already have a standard, it's harder to take those risks.
I mean, I'd much rather men be afraid of me than want to fuck me.
I want both. Hi, Mom and Dad.
we have to. I can't tell whether Candace is giving truth to you or to me. Whether they're amening then truthing the both, or I'd rather men be afraid of me than want to fuck me.
Or yes.
More importantly, we have to do an intervention on your father.
No, he looks good in a Hawaiian shirt.
It's not about how it looks good. It's a boogaloo bro thing. Right now, Hawaiian shirts are the uniform of the Trump right.
Well, Dad, you have to burn them all. La 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 la. No, you have to burn them all now. No, I have to tell you, there's my dad.
I bet he looks adorable.
No. No one in the world would mistake my father for being in the the Trump right, even though he's in Florida and he wears Hawaiian shirts, because he's also the most Jewish looking. Yeah, he's Santa Claus. He looks a little like a cute. I don't know. My dad looks like me, but like a dude. I look exactly like my dad. There's a picture of us our faces are the same. Imagine this with a beard. Nobody would be like, oh, that's all right. Oh, well, we lost Ashley. So now you're just stuck with me in split frame for a second. Hold your horses. Well, this is fun. Oi. Thanks, Dad. Here she is. Sorry, everyone. Hopefully we didn't swap spots. Thank you. You were down with Fear Me or wanting to fuck might be, but I speak the truth. I really want both. It's true. Welcome back.
Hi. Hi. Whoops. Maddie, you're nailing it. Yeah, awesome. I'm sorry
Live from Arkansas.
Oh my God, right? I think this is a very slow internet, I think is part of the issue.
I think it helps because you have mermaid hair. Okay, what are your thoughts on a peplum?
Oh, see, here's the thing. It has to be, I cannot do a short peplum or an exaggerated peplum. I can do a relaxed peplum.
Relaxed.
I
I like a relaxed peplum, but I don't like a real peplum.
It's a little longer. It's a little more, you know what I mean? But like if it's out, it just gives me vibes that I don't love, you know?
You know, I was really into the peplum for a while for exactly the reason why peplum exists.
Right.
Which is to hide the pooch.
Yep.
The clunge, yes.
And make your waist look tiny. The clunge, I've not heard clunge. That is wonderful.
Yeah.
Can we talk about clunge?
I just want you to say it more times.
Clunge, please.
Clunge.
What is a clunge?
What is a clunge? I'm Googling clunge now.
What does it stand for? Is it the area?
Oh, it's
or
for
the
anus or vagina.
Oh.
I don't know if I've ever heard that term before.
Clunge. Tell me it again. Anus or vagina?
Yeah. Female genitalia. Wait, this is my new favorite word. I mean, apparently it's a rude word, which, fine. It's basically like calling someone a cunt.
I love it.
I want it.
I
love this word. It's the worst thing I've ever had to say out loud. Like, it feels awful to say it, which means I love it.
Clunge? I think it feels great. Yeah, I like the
we're
soft
rated R
landing
show.
on it.
Plunged into the clunge. I love our chat.
I always heard that peplums cover fupas, which always reminds me of Derby because there was a great moment. I remember once when I was between, I think it was like Hella and Bollocks, and it was like, you know, I was skating, so it was like 14 years ago, and we were planking, and somebody said something about a fupa, and Hella, who is you know younger than me and younger than Bollocks, was like, "What's a fupa?" And Bollocks growled, "You'll see."
Bollocks is one of my favorite humans.
Which made me really, and I laughed so hard I lost my plank.
You'll see. Yeah.
You'll
Well,
see. I was like, yep.
You know, I have to say, like, something, I do struggle to embrace my fupa. I get really embarrassed of it. I feel that need to wear back, like, go into that peplum sometimes. And then I remember that, like, everyone has it a little bit. And also, fuck it, who cares? I haven't quite hit the fuck it, who cares as much as I'd like to. But I'm working on it. I'll put on a pair of pants and I'll be like,
right?
Ooh, wish I had a peplum. And then I'm like, no. Nobody, let's tie that shirt off and just leave your house. It's fine.
I really liked, there was a moment, and I don't know if it's still happening because I see no one and I go nowhere. But there was a moment in fashion, in plus fashion, where like fupa cleavage was kind of a thing, where you would get like a bodycon and that under silhouette.
So it's still a thing in like the TikTok plus world.
I kind of dig it.
Okay, so here's the thing. So Maddie is pointing out in the chat that on TikTok, I saw this exact TikTok because let me tell you how much TikTok I watch. that there's a difference between lower stomach and fupa, and it was confusing. And I also don't think that was like, I saw what they were saying. I didn't agree with it. I'm of this thought that like they're kind of attached to each other. There's similar feelings. Like I get that there's like a slight delineation, but like also when we refer to the fupa, it's more of like a vague thing. It's not like they were talking about like basically the apron hang.
Yeah.
Over like a fupa and how they're different. And it's like, sure, but like you get the gist. Like we don't need to say, like if somebody's referring to their fupa, you know what they're talking about.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're very close siblings. They're close enough. Like sometimes I feel like the TikTok stuff, like I love TikTok. Like I love TikTok. I can't figure out how to like be on TikTok myself. Like I've made a few videos with like my cat. But like overall, like I love like the idea of these like quick moments.
I felt like I was extremely online until TikTok happened, and then I was like, I'm not online nearly enough for this.
So I feel like the only way to be so when one
feel
talks about being extremely online, I tend to feel like that's really in reference to Twitter and Twitter only. Like following Twitter discourse is what people mean when they're saying like you're very online, like. Because Twitter stuff is the stuff that goes on the Instagram as like picture tweets. Like, sure, TikToks get shared, but it doesn't go viral the way that like the shrimp guy milkshake ducked last week.
Right.
And then I got to be like, haha, I did a whole show on reverse milkshake duck, and now everyone knows.
Right, now everyone knows what a milkshake duck is. It's good.
The quick turn in which that guy was like, oh, I found a fucking shrimp in my Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Oh, it turns out I abuse women. Like, so fast.
Awesome.
Well, it was shrimp in Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Oh, he's married to Topanga. Oh, he abuses women. All in like a 2-day span.
Yeah, right?
I was like, it's just the stupidest, like...
I mean, I don't want people to abuse people, obviously, but like...
Awful.
I love it when they get their comeuppance on the internet. Like, that I love.
Yeah, Topanga shrimp is the new milkshake duck. Oh, the chat is on fire on a Friday night at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I know,
Thank you.
They were like, you guys might be phoning it in, but we came to play.
We're not phoning. Listen,
we're not.
We
We're just
exist.
relaxed.
We're just like, we don't have a guest this week, and we're just going to like talk about fashion and what comes our way. Basically, you're all just privy to me and Ashley hanging out.
This is how we do.
This is literally like us having a drink at a bar.
This is our thing. But we have a great, as my girl mentioned earlier, we do have a great guest in 2 weeks. The star of AMC's Dietland.
If you have not watched Dietland, by the way, you have 2 weeks now to binge watch it before Joy is on.
There's enough time.
Phenomenal.
You can also read the book. The book is really good as well.
Yeah, no,
Joy
I
had
thought
nothing to
the
do
show
with it,
like
but
changed
it's
my life a
really
little, and like shows that many people like now, like Shrill, in my opinion, wouldn't have existed without Dietland, even though it was like really just before.
It was like the season before.
Yeah, but
for
like
sure.
that conversation in a show just like wasn't happening.
Yep.
And it's a real bummer it
Yep.
only lasted a season.
Right.
But it's really good.
It's a damn shame. And Joy Nash is a revelation. She has incredible credits. She was in the new Twin Peaks, playing this beautiful character, which we'll bring up a photo of
Next
in a bit.
next show. You froze really pretty, but you're back. Your internet's a little wonky, but at least you're gorgeous every time you freeze.
Oh no! Every time, how many times does it happen?
You're kind of like going in and out, but like it's all beautiful, so it's fine.
Oh geez.
Yeah, so I'm really excited. If you haven't watched it, you've got two weeks to your max headrooming a little, is what Candace said. You've got 2 weeks to watch, or at least get yourself together to watch Joy Nash, who will be on our show, which we're really, really excited about. There's still way more show tonight, but your freeze frame was gorgeous. The chat is just on it. Where we can also talk about fashion So we don't like peplums. Like we like low, relaxed. People are just very nice on the chat.
They are really nice. I want to go back to Karma's point that relaxed peplum is almost baby doll, which is true.
Yes.
Except baby doll, I feel like can sometimes get a little empire.
Yeah, baby doll also is a little neckliney and has that like it usually has that horrible cut off like mid arm, which I hate.
Well, it's funny. Like I could never get down with the cupcake dresses, even though I think cupcake dresses
Oh, so
are the
cute.
cutest fucking shit around. That sort of Lolita thing, I think, is so cute.
So cute.
But I could never get down with it.
There's a lot of
I think I
fashion.
have to embrace. I think I'm a low femme, but I definitely have like jock tendencies in my clothing that I think I have to like. I mean, look at the fucking shirt.
Yeah,
I'm
you
wearing.
definitely do. Like I feel like you have like a very good baseball tee collection.
I do have a mix.
But I think that's
True.
great. I love a baseball tee. The 3/4 length
True.
sleeve is my favorite sleeve.
I mean, I'm honestly kind of like how. Sorry, it's so wrong. I was about to be like, well, how will girls know that I fuck them if I don't wear baseball tees? I don't know how to.
Well,
I'm
here's the
terrible
thing though,
at flirting.
as a high femme, as I've been called, as a high femme, I can tell you that everyone in my entire life, for the entirety of my life, has thought I was queer, and it did not matter what I was wearing. It does not matter if you are wearing baseball tees or if you have long hair and you're wearing the same thing as the girl next to you in high school. People know, even
just know.
before you do.
Yeah, fair.
And I mean, like, I think that's why I'm sad about the short. Like, I am a little sad about the hair being as short as it is because I had been growing it out. And I've been trying to lean more into my, like, high femme feelings of, like, good makeup and big lips and cute girl clothes and, you know.
Sweet, gorgeous. Listen, with those lips and those eyes.
I like makeup. I've always
there's
loved makeup,
no
and I
way
love
you're
doing
not-
hair.
You're not in your high feminist with no matter what your hair
Oh,
looks
yeah,
like.
no, I know. But I love...
I genuinely love your hair, though. I
Oh,
really
thank you.
do.
Thank you. No, it was just that, like, you can absolutely high femme with short hair. It was just that I was, like, actively trying to look like my cartoon. I had a cartoon in my head, you know? But I'm
Yeah.
trying to make it as mullety as possible so I can really lean into TikTok.
Yep. I just want to I want to highlight Maddie for a second
Yes.
because of course, if I could have like called who was gonna like echo my love of baseball tees
It's
on
gonna
this
be Maddie.
thread, like it would definitely be Maddie. I remember there was a thing on Twitter that it was like, which of these things are me? Like, which do I pick of each of these items? And like, I think every single person that commented on Maddie was like, orange stocking cap, Carhartt jacket, combat boot, cup of coffee. Like it was like boom, 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 boom. That woman's got a definitive style.
Oh, I can't wait to meet them in person and see this
Yeah.
great fashion.
Yeah.
I have a bright orange hat
I know you have the bright orange hat that was in the thing. Yeah.
that everyone
It's
talks, but
that
it does
hat.
say big fan of space, both outer and personal on it. So how was I not going to buy that?
I
I
mean,
mean, literally, there's no version where I wasn't going to purchase that. Like a space hat, yes. Give me space hat.
yeah. It's so good. When you wore it, I was like, I need that hat. I'm also like mentally cataloging the fact that I brought at least 3 ringer tees with me for 10 days.
So you have that. I have the 3/4 sleeve V-neck that I started wearing because I worked as a PA, and that is what PAs wear. PAs wear, when I was a PA, I was only a PA for like a year of my life, but it was a long enough time where like I went, okay. And it was the like uniform was like the Target V-necks that have the tiny pocket on the side that like go to 3/4 sleeve, and then like your comfiest, stretchiest pants, and then Saucony sneakers.
Yes.
And that is the look. That was what you wear. I started doing that job, and they're like, you need to get new sneakers, get Sauconys. They are the easiest to stand in all day and walk in, like for this purpose. And I was like, all right, and they cute. I'm into it. And
Right.
or Saucony, or however the fuck you pronounce it. I thought they were Saucony.
I don't know.
I don't know. And like I have to say that the V-neck, like Gap has really good like the V-necks that like will last a while. Give me a black or gray V-neck, and then I will like spruce it up with other shit.
Right.
Or now,
Right.
because I'm really leaning into the crop top thing, being a short person with a high waist, I will take whatever the t-shirt is and tie it up.
Yeah.
I'm going to be really sad going into the office because I'm going to have to stop wearing crop tops.
Boo. Do they have a code?
I mean, no, but like,
But yes.
it's still a corporate office as much as I get away with a lot in that job with my visible tattoos and piercings. And usually the way I get away with that is that I will wear like a V-neck and like a skirt, or a V-neck and some jeans. Because we're allowed to
Right.
wear jeans, which also is nice in like a corporate office. It's pretty relaxed. But I don't know if I can get away with some like a crop top with like visible stomach.
I mean,
I
I'm
don't know if
like-
they'd say anything. I can do whatever I want.
yeah. What are they gonna do? I mean,
Sure. I think that'd be a fun test when we have. I am so nervous about going back into an office at this point.
I can't believe people are going back into.
We're
an
not.
office.
We're
going
not for a
back
while.
I'm going back into television, which is my office.
You are. It's so exciting.
Yeah, and I can't say what it is, but I can say that I went in for my fitting
Oh,
and my clothes, which they're making them, they're
Okay.
building.
so it's like a
them.
good fitting and not like a horrible experience.
It's 6 different looks, and they are all because she is a fancy bitch. She's the fanciest bitch I've ever played.
Yes.
And it's all period. So it's all corsets and bustles and stuff. And I have to say that, like, they were like, let's try it, and I like did the thing where I grip the thing and they like keep pulling and pulling. And I kept, this is probably telling tales out of school, but I was a little like, more, I can take more. I can take more. I can take more. And they were like, really? And I was like, yeah. And then I like stood up, and I have to say, listen, I will probably come back on this very, very program in like 3 months and be like, I had to stand in the corset for 16 hours and it was terrible. But I worked for an hour and I was like, this feels fucking amazing. Like the back support.
I love a corset. So I actually had that on my list. Like I had peplum and I have corset ? Because there's also a corset trend on TikTok right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because there's like a song from like the fun part of TikTok like leans a lot into musicals, because really TikTok is for musical theater kids. Like that is what TikTok is for. It's like teenagers dancing, and that's like a really bad piece of TikTok that I don't have any piece of and does not show up on my page. What shows up on my page is like cute animals, a bunch of queer and indigenous people, and then like musical theater TikTok. And so there's like this the musical,
The Ratatouille musical?
Yeah, the Ratatouille. No, the actual, it was the one about the Henry's wives. My brain just completely went away from me. But they have like a song about like having six. Everybody knew exactly. Wow! Yes! Thank you, every person in the chat. I love you. So six, and then they all six. No, thank God we have the best chat.
Nobody
in the world.
else write 6 because right now
We got
have
it.
6.
No, please, everybody put 6 in the chat. I want to see the chat just blow. No, I
Well,
appreciate
I just
you
like
all.
that we had the number of the devil there.
Yes, 666. You and Maddie, same brain. But yeah, there's like a whole thing where like in the song they talk about having like a very like a 9-inch waist, and then there's like a trend, and it's very cool and a little sexy because I'm like, ooh, I like this. Where they like everyone like pulls the corset tight. And of course, half of the internet is doing a bad job because they're using terrible corsets. And like those
Right.
are so dangerous. Like bad corsetry is actually like can kill you. So like stop
Yeah.
that.
Because it rearranges your organs, A.
But good corsetry is so good. Like I'm really into the Renaissance fair. I know it's a big shock to
I
everyone.
love you so much.
So I have like a full Rena Fair outfit. It doesn't
I
fit
honestly
anymore,
love
but
you more.
yeah, I don't want a waist trainer. Fuck a waist trainer. But like a corset where like it makes your bazungas gigantic and you can like put a pickle in them and eat the pickle out of your cleavage, 100%.
I mean, that's what I look like in this costume. I mean, in the sort of shapewear that they gave me. So they like corseted me, and so it just looks like my tits each have a union stagehand and a pulley behind me. You know what I mean? Like they are presenting, right? I am bulwarked. So it's like, and then I have this bustle. So I look like, so like the front of me looks like the bitches on fronts of ships. You know what I'm talking about? Like the carved figureheads that are on like the front of a ship. And then like the back of me looks like the ship because they have this crazy long ass bustle that's like, it's actually, they put one bustle on and then they were like, could we make it bigger? And then they like put a bustle on a bustle. So I had like a 2 bustle affair happening, just like this crazy ass back. And then they started showing me sort of like the fabrics and the colors and I mean, it's really exciting.
I love historic dress. I love historic fashion. I never realized how much I knew about like fashion just because I liked it until more recently. Like that I actually kind of knew. You know, I think that we all have like a little bit of imposter syndrome in everything we do, but I definitely am one of those people who's like, oh, me just like really liking clothes and stuff isn't real, like knowing things. And then I'm like, oh, wait, I actually like know a lot about this. I have in fact watched Bernadette Banner, who is a dress historian on YouTube.
I'm like loving.
The chat is, yeah, like, and also the Ren Fair talk is really exciting. When it is safe to do a Ren Fair, you all have someone to go with. I will always go to a Ren Fair. I won't always dress up if my corset doesn't fit, but maybe it's time to get a new one. But I love a good meet, walking around in Mead. There's like shows. I used to go every year to the one in LA, growing from like the age of 12 until I moved. Every year. They always tried to get me to work there because in high school, I knew some of the people who were in the whorehouse, and the whorehouse were the singers. And so they were like, oh, come join the singers. It was like all the opera kids, you know, like, and I was like, oh, it's so, but it was so
Because
far
they couldn't
away.
be actual whores because Ren Fairs don't roll like.
Yeah, no, they're not actually. I mean, I was like 16 though, which like maybe I shouldn't play a whore in a whorehouse, but also who cares? It was fun. But it was so far away. Like it was like a 2-hour drive each way, which I was not going to do. A lot of the Ren Fair people like live there and camp, and I don't camp.
That's your hard line, and I don't camp. End of conversation.
I do not sleep outdoors.
Yeah,
And I
love
I need a real toilet.
I really appreciate you. The best Ren Fair I ever went to was in Avilés in the north of Spain. And listen, I grew up in Arkansas and went to a couple Ren Fairs. I mean, I haven't done dozens of Ren Fairs. I've only done them in like New Jersey and Arkansas. And then I did one in Avilés, Spain. And I was like, and listen, real talk. Sorry, Papa Hammy, but I don't know.
Oh,
why
it's
I'm
fine.
apologizing
They don't
here.
care.
But I always feel like everybody except for the cis straight men are really bringing it at the domestic American Ren Fairs, and the straight cis dudes are just like not pulling their weight. And I didn't realize it until I went to Avilés and like the North Basque region, and there are dudes where you're like, oh, right.
You mean every dude wasn't dressed as a pirate?
Right. I was like, oh, you don't look like
Oh God.
you
Sorry.
put down your video game controller for this. Nothing against video games, but I was like, you look like someone that would have survived the 12th century. You know what I mean?
I mean, I love a good joust. I mean, to be fair, I also really love medieval times.
yeah.
I tried to make my 30th birthday party be at medieval times, but I couldn't organize myself to get it done. Like with a party bus. And
Still-
yeah, like I
love
really
it.
wanted it to be like a party bus to like North
Overpriced
Arlington.
turkey leg, I'm so there.
We're still going to do it. I'm just going to do it for like
think we should.
35 or something.
But until then, have you seen the Adam Driver medieval times sketch on Saturday Night Live?
Yes. It's so good.
It's so good.
See, here's the thing. If you go with the right people to medieval times, though,
Yeah.
you have to pick
Yeah.
the right people who are like, oh, Ren Fair glamping. My dad went as a wizard. He did. That is true. My dad likes to dress up to stuff, though. Like my parents. Here's the thing, though. I am the
I know
product.
what Candace was saying, the disdain in your voice.
When no! Oh no, it's my weird face in two places. Let me pick a side. Anyway, I love the Ren Fair. I love a corset. We'll get Ashley back on right now. The joy of Arkansas. Yes, the joy of Arkansas. The I don't camp. Yeah, I figured that was what we were saying. It's fine. It was just the
Yeah,
internet.
it's
It does that.
Well, you know, it's funny. You're very sweet, but Lauren Billings is going to throw me under a truck next week. She is not as patient as you are.
I mean, you cannot control the internet gods.
It's true.
And this is
story.
we cannot make magic happen out of internet fabulousness, and you just
Really
come back
true.
in and you get right back where you are. I just had to like find a side while I was cut in half.
I love.
Oh no! Now it's a joke. Now it's a whole. I'm glad you're all here for this, everyone. Happy Friday night. I'm really also glad that it doesn't look like you can like look at this red nose. I look like Rudolph. I'm trying to think about other amazing fashion things because there's so many. Like a peplum. Yeah, like the corset trend is really interesting because it can be so dangerous. And also, I think that there's a little complication with loving corsets because I feel like a corset is also maybe like trying to change the bodies that we have. But I love them, so I don't know. I think they're fun. And the chat just asked how we feel about a high-waisted swimsuit. I love a high-waisted swimsuit.
I love a high-waisted bikini real much.
Yes, because the
Like a
reason,
little
and not because
bikini with a high waist.
they don't roll down when you sit.
Mm-hmm.
And also, like, they look all 50s and fun. I really like a
Right.
good 50s. I have, like, a lot of leopard print bathing suits. I spend a lot of time in the beach in the summer. Like, I do Brighton Beach Sundays. So now you all know where to find me on Sunday mornings.
Perfect.
Me and Brighton Beach, we buds. I wear a
Yeah,
big
baby.
floppy hat.
I have a leopard high-waisted fat bikini swimsuit that I
Well,
love.
You and I will be twins on a Sunday at
Perfect.
Brighton Beach with my big floppy hat to protect my noggin so I don't age too fast. So I cover with a
that's so
big
smart.
sunglasses, a big hat,
I should have done that.
get a sandwich, and sit at the beach all day. It's the day.
How do you keep sand from getting in your sandwich though? That is not a riddle. I was genuinely
I was
asking.
like, you keep it in the plastic until you eat it?
I mean, I just feel like sand gets everywhere when I'm.
That's why they call it a sandwich. Thank you, chat. I mean, I think that
Patty said you pray. Yeah,
you pray.
That's fair.
Yeah. I mean,
Prayer.
like, it gets in.
Motion and prayer.
You have drinks, so you don't care that much.
Yeah, I just grit in food really bothers me.
I'm sure that I will say there's a thing I found in Florida because my friend is really into pub subs. And they had a pub sub, like, savor.
What is a pub sub?
It's Publix. It's like a Subway sandwich from Publix. But they're, like, shorthanded called pub subs. It's like a thing. Yeah, it's like the way people get like Wawa food, but like at a Publix. But they actually sell like basically like a Subway sandwich saver, but you put the sandwich in and it's like a plastic container for the beach for like A, keeping the sand out of it, B, if you're on a boat and you drop it in the water, it's waterproof and it floats.
Floats. You can rescue your pup.
You can
That
rescue
also means
your
you
pups,
can
but
send
also
it over to somebody else.
yeah, like also like boats are fast. So like if you throw it overboard, it's not like you can just like get it.
Right,
You're gonna like
reach out and
circle
get it.
around
It's
to
like
get
back
your,
there.
you're gonna like circle around to get your
Right, like
Oh.
tides exist, by the way, as well. Like if you're, that's delightful.
But I
That's
did
really
buy it
good.
for a friend as a joke, and I brought him home a Publix sandwich on an airplane.
Oh wow,
He loves a pub sub, and he was like, just bring me home a pub sub. I'm like, all right.
I'll try.
And they sold this container, and I was like, perfect. So I put the pub sub in the pub sub container, and it traveled. He ate it.
Oh my God, did you pack it in your checked bag? Is that how you got it through?
No, it's a sandwich. They let you bring a sandwich on board.
They do? I thought you couldn't get through. Well, now I feel cheated because I feel like they've made me throw out food before.
Just
When you
liquid.
go through the
Well, now I can't remember, but I feel like I just brought it on. I feel like you can bring food, you just can't bring like drinks. But I have to be honest, I haven't taken an airplane in over a year. Because when I went to Florida, I drove. This time last year, when I was down in Florida, I drove there because I was.
You're like, I gotta go, and I understand it, and I absolutely get it. Okay, that's very cool. I mean, I've brought food on the plane, but only food that I've bought past security, which I always thought was a scam to get you to buy food.
No, the chat
Once
seems
you're
to
inside.
think that you can.
Yeah, the chat seems to think so.
So yeah, I don't know. I
right.
was able to, but maybe I
Right
just was
on.
lucky. I mean, sometimes people get like scissors through. So
I was about to say, so I housed all those chips for nothing.
you housed all. I mean, you never house chips
And
for
the
nothing.
pleasure of housing chips, but
I was
you
gonna
know.
say you got the dream of housing chips. I did make lamb tonight, because it's Passover. Not that I'm keeping kosher or anything, but I did make make a lamb because that feels like a Passover food. Sure. But yeah, so
Why is lamb a Passover food? Like, is
because
there a,
they use the blood of the
verse?
lamb on the doorposts to tell people that they were Jewish families, so they didn't kill your firstborn. The Paschal offering, basically. Thank you for that. It's basically like when they like drew on the doorposts to quote, "Isn't Jesus
I
the
don't like where
Lamb?"
you're going.
No.
I don't like where you're going.
I
with
don't love that. That is not the case. No, it's like if you've watched The Prince of Egypt. That's Christianity. Really loving the chat here. If you've watched The Prince of Egypt, they put the lamb on the door. I use The Prince of Egypt to explain Judaism. I was definitely that kid growing up who like sang the like Prince of Egypt songs for like all the things because I was the only Jew in my hometown.
Sure.
There can
my
be
God,
miracles
Lord.
when you believe. But I would sing the Hebrew part too. Micha mocha ba'elim Adonai.
Yeah. It's wow.
Mi
It's 11
kamocha
o'clock.
nedar
I'm
b'kodesh
waiting to sing this
hashira
out.
al Adonai mi. Oh yeah, thank you.
I said
That's
it's
the
11,
Hebrew
so I might
part.
need you to sing us out.
Yeah, I'm gonna sing us. No, so like fashion is weird. It's really fun, and my big belief in it is like if it makes you feel good, it's fashion. That's me summing up this
That was a
entire
great
weird ass
segue.
episode.
That was hilarious.
What?
Yes, I agree. And you should just wear what you like. And I think taking risks is fun though. Like I want to take more risks with fashion and push myself
Let's do
out
it.
of my comfort zones,
I'll take risk hoodies. I already sang Go away, parents. It's always like your parents are always like, sing.
Oh, your daddy sing the Hebrew part. Oh, hey, Mike Poe. Oh, hi, buddy.
I'm good. I'm good not singing. But thanks everybody for coming tonight. And thanks for joining us on Big Time on the Pop Culture Co-op. If you love our content, which you damn should, please be sure you're following us on our social handles at Pop Culture Co-op. We're here on Twitch. You can subscribe and follow us, but by subscribing, you're helping us financially. You can use bits. You can send money using our PayPal at Pop Co-op. We're on all the socials, like Twitter, Instagram, to find out what's happening next. Don't miss our other programming. We have a really awesome trollopism. I do this wrong every time. Trollopism tomorrow. Every time.
It's trollopsism because it's like solipsism, which is the belief that you're the only real creature in the universe and everything else is a simulation. Basically, for your benefit.
Oh my
it's
God,
a play
I'm so
on
stupid.
Solipsism, but it's trollops.
So this whole time I did not understand this, and now I do. So we have a trollopsism tomorrow. It's it is a phenomenal show. Emily and Cheyenne do an awesome job, so please don't miss it. We are not having a Let's Talk Pop on Sunday because that show is being reworked the next week. It's going to become me and random guests watching the BFI Top 100 movies ever made list from the bottom up. So starting at 93. So depending, we'll give you all warning the week before of which movie or two. I haven't decided yet, hence why we're not doing a show this week. Well, I decide if we're doing 1 or 2 movies a week. And we're going to just go through all 100 movies, and different people will watch with me, and we're going to have different categories where we rate them in terms of like how they hold up in 2021, what year it is. And
whatever year it is,
and talk about any of the like cultural significance. And I chose the BFI list instead of the AFI list because it's way more international, and I haven't seen a lot of the movies on the list that I definitely should have. So my film education is extremely American centric, and all of my film teachers in film school were mostly white dudes, like a few not white dudes, but mostly white dudes. And I think that I had a lot of So for me, it's more of like a education piece, but also it'll be really fun because I'm a nut, so we'll have a good time and have different people on, and we'll watch movies and go through the list. So no show this week, we'll start again next week, but please tune into Trollopsism tomorrow and Bing Singles with Ashley next week. Whoop whoop. Same time, same bat station.
Yep, exactly. Exact same time, exact same me.
And then in
the
2
week
weeks
after that, we're gonna have Joy Nash from Dietland on our next episode of Big Time on the 16th. So
don't miss it. We've got a great guest.
There.
Have a great night. Happy Friday. Happy Easter for those who celebrate. That's on Sunday, right?
Love everybody. Sure.
Bye. Sure.
It's the big time.
Big time.
The Big Time.
Big time.
The Big Time.
Big time.
Big time.
Big time.